Hello. I'm going to get in with little Peanut now. Sab, I'm looking at his picture right now. I have it pulled up on the screen. The one, I think it was the first picture, maybe. But he's just looking at the camera and he has that multicolored shirt on. He is just so beautiful. I love it. Okay. I have your questions written down on a pad of paper next to me. And I'm going to go ahead and check his energy system and then get in with him. All right. This is for Peanut. Peanut's root chakra, is it open? No. Sacral, is it open? No. Solar plexus, is it open? No. Throat, is it open? No. Heart, is it open? Yes. Brow, is it open? Yes. Crown, is it open? No. Is Peanut's Hara aligned? Yes. Dantean, soul seat, individuality point. Okay. Okay, so we have root through throat is closed, and then the crown is also closed. Okay. So I am gonna get those open by the end of our session as well. Okay. All right. So I'm being told to do a chakra balance on him. So I'm going to be doing that while we talk here. Okay. Peanut. Mm. Hey, sweetie. My name is Holly. Your mommy has asked me to connect in with you today to see how you're doing in life, see if you're needing anything, and to ask a couple questions. Is that something you can do with me today? Mm. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. We can absolutely talk about that more, sweetheart. Okay. So he is, he is, his number one thing that he is bringing up, he says, just don't be greedy. And what he is talking about with this is he senses greed from people. When they are being greedy, he's like, ooh, you know, don't don't do that. That's not healthy. It's not the way we should live in this world. And it's not it's kind of this message of, you could be benefiting so many other people by being giving and sharing with them. And this really comes back into that hoarding situation. This is like the number one lesson that he learned from living with a hoarder. Um, Now, not all hoarding situations are from greed necessarily, or from that type of issue. Some hoarders think they're actually doing good and they're trying to do good and stuff like that. They have it backwards, and they get in over their heads with it, and it becomes hoarding. Now, what it feels like he came from was more of that greed side of it, and that it was not coming from a good place. And this is it's almost like a trigger for him. It's almost like he has his guard up about, is someone being greedy? Are they coming at this from a greedy point of view? That type of thing. Okay, so it's something that he watches out for with people. And so, sweetie, I would like to talk to you about the option of releasing out that guard around greed that you have. Because think of the present life that you have now. Okay. Your mommy and daddy, they love you. They love you, love you, love you. And you have your brother Gus as well to be loved by. Let me just look at one thing in your photos so that I can kind of frame this for him. Yeah. So, sweetie, as I look at pictures of you in your home that your mommy has sent me, I don't see a lot of things. Okay. They are nice things that I see in the picture, but there's not a ton going on around your home with too many things, and definitely not too many animals or too many people. None of that. Okay, sweetheart. Your mommy and daddy are hearing the message that you do not want them to be participating in greed in life. They will hear that message. They understand that message. And so if there are any areas of greed, they can address those. Okay. But looking at these pictures of you and them around your house and with your brother, it looks like a very normal, healthy life that you are in now. So what I want you to think about is releasing out this guard. Okay. You are in a very specific situation with the hoarder that you came from. And you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve to have all that greed around you. None of you animals deserved that type of lifestyle around you. Is there anything that you want to express out and release out about that experience? He says it was hard to even maintain myself. He shows this feeling of being overwhelmed by all of the other animals, all of the noise, all of the things going on. And it's like this person trying to keep track of everything and do everything. And it was like it was hard to even maintain who I was, to keep track of my own self. And this even feels like it goes into physical survival as well. He says people don't understand how much they impact others. He's showing this as he feels like he was impacted through a ripple effect, that this person was impacted by somebody else, and then they went into the hoarding situation and made decisions based on other people's stressors being put on them and stuff like that, and it just kind of spiraled, and then down the line Peanut gets hit by that ripple effect, and he shows himself just kind of tumbling, almost like a wave hits him and he's just tumbling and trying to survive through it emotionally and physically. Yeah. And sweetie, how do you feel like life is different now for you? Mm. He talks about a sensation of having space, literal space around him, and feeling how that space is quieter and clearer. He absolutely needs sunlight coming into the home. So every day, make sure you're opening the blinds, make sure you're opening the curtains. Um, Even though he doesn't have sight, he still feels that it opens up the space around him even more. Okay. Okay, sweetie. So coming into your everyday with your mommy and daddy, how do you feel? Are you needing anything? Are you needing more stimulation, things to do, stuff like that? How are you feeling with that? He likes how he has been able to impact you two with being a special needs dog. He talks about you learning from him and you being able to share that with others. He talks about this impacting others and having that ripple effect in the positive way. And he's saying that from him, he can do this for people. Okay. He is interested in doing that on a larger scale, whether that be a social media page, going to special needs dogs events, events for special needs dogs, things like that, and really helping him get involved in touching other people more directly as well. He is interested in a cat sibling, or if there is there's just this interest in a cat. It almost feels like he's been around one, and like there's a stray or another a family cat that he's met or felt its presence around. Okay. There's a it's just a big interest there. It's like this feeling of, oh, could I be friends with that cat? Could I snuggle and sleep with that cat? Okay. Okay. When you're on your daddy's lap during the day, do you feel like you're bored or how are you feeling? I don't know that the food schedule will be changed, but we can talk more about food in a minute. Are you needing any additional stimulation throughout the day, sweetie? He is more emotionally stimulated, rather than activity and that type of stimulation. He thrives more from emotional stimulation. So the snuggling that he does, this talk about his knowledge of impact on you guys and wanting to have that impact on others, um, and then just additional pets and time with the family and stuff like that. That is what he's going to feed on most and find the best stimulation from. So, one way you can help him with that is actually talk to him about the impact that he's had on you guys. If you talk to friends about him, as other people learn about him, you can talk to him about what they learned from him. Okay. 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 So, sweetheart, you brought up your food. How do you feel about your food, sweetie? Mm. So, if it were to be changed, what would be less boring about it? He talks about it being boring. Okay. Okay. So, he is showing me like high flavorful food, like high quality, flavorful, like real food. Um, this looks more like going to a lightly cooked natural food or home cooked or even possibly raw, but getting at those high quality flavors for him. And he talks about this being something that he notices drastically with food because of the senses, the way that his senses have changed, or not changed, but have just developed really high sense of taste and smell because the eyesight and the hearing is gone. So coming at it from his perspective, think of those flavors that are really like when you smell them, they're really high. And obviously, we still need to do foods that are within his sensitivity levels and it's not going to trigger any allergies and stuff. But the biggest ones that are coming up for me as I'm like kind of sensing what he's talking about here are carrots, pork, beef, and there's even like almost a gravy type of, so maybe that's like the pork, like if it's sausage kind of gravy kind of. Not as into the fish area. I asked him about salmon because that can be quite like higher smell, and he's kind of like, yeah, it's more of that beef kind of smell. I'm not a nutritionist by any means, but if you need ideas on brands, companies to look at, like with the lightly cooked, typically I recommend Chi Dog. Um, they are based within traditional Chinese medicine. So they would be able to pair his personality, his traits, and his demeanor in life with one of their diets. They also have a vet on staff where when you start their food, you would speak with the vet, get any answers, but get any questions answered, and go from there with it. And the vet's always available to talk through any issues as well. So I have found them to be quite trustworthy, and yeah, that's that lightly cooked diet. I am aware of one other company that does raw food. They ship from Texas as well. So yeah, just let me know if you have any questions about that. I can try to help guide you through it. But those are the top things coming up with his food. It does look like moisture in it is wanted, and that type of consistency, not just a dry kibble type of consistency. Okay. Okay. And sweetie, can you show me how does it feel to? He's like, I already told you this, and you totally did. You totally did. I just want to see if there's anything additional that you want to add to them. Okay. So he talks about being sensitive to the way things feel around him. And this comes from being blind and deaf. He is very aware of his energy, other people's energy, how things feel on his body. And it's like he utilizes his body as part of his way of understanding what's going on around him. And so when he has a shirt or whatever on his body, two things happen. First, he feels odd because it's like, this is not my normal body, what is going on? And then it also almost acts as a barrier. It diminishes some of the understanding that he can have around what's going on around his body, because he can't feel as much, of the air on him and the temperatures and all the different things. So with the jackets and stuff, I would say, it's winter time when it's really cold out. Yes, still put them on him to go out to go potty, and then he can come back inside and take it off. Okay. Because obviously we don't want him getting too cold outside. And you'll know his best temperament. I mean, just from a dog perspective, looking at his size, I would say, once the weather hits like in the low 20s, he should probably have that jacket on to go on out, and to go potty in that. Okay. He's like, maybe even a little bit lower. Okay. His paws, many dogs don't do well with the boots. So I would just try to clear him out a little path leading to a little area where he can potty. When we're going to get snow, you could even put like a tarp down Snow goes on the tarp. When it's done snowing, you lift the tarp up and the grassy space is already there for him. Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, sweetheart, I hear that you are scared of other dogs, that you used to be okay with them, and now you kind of grumble and get scared of them. What happened, sweetheart? Why did that change? Okay. He says I grew accustomed to like the safe the safe space that you guys have created inside of your home with Gus and with yourselves. He realized at a certain point, he just realized how safe he felt within that space and within you guys. Okay. And so then he shows almost like a startle sensation when another dog comes into his energy, his space. It now creates a startle. He says I transition into a startle mode and react in that way because I realize that it's not just us anymore. And so it's almost like this, he says accustomed to. He's grown accustomed to it being you guys and him knowing this is safe. And now another one comes in and he's like, is it still safe? I don't know. That type of startle reaction. Okay. So, sweetie, how do you feel about your confidence? Yeah, pretty okay. He says it is pretty low. When he thinks about having self-confidence in these ways and thinking about being out there with other dogs and others coming into your space and stuff like that, he does get some anxiety up his throat and into his mouth. Okay. It's kind of like prior to realizing this really good safe space that he has, that just wasn't there. So it's almost like he was being flexible because he had to be flexible. Um, okay. So, sweetie, coming back into your self confidence, what do you think could help boost that self confidence? He says, anything that I do, I definitely want, and specifically, he says his daddy, definitely want daddy to be there with me, helping to guide me through. So if this were like a group training class, him and other dogs, he wants daddy to be there with him to help guide him through that situation and build up that confidence. Okay. And so, sweetie, I'm putting the training class out there. Is there anything specific that you can think of that could help you in this way? He's kind of giving himself the easy way out on this. He's like, nah, let's just let's just keep it us four. Like no other dogs need to come into that. And that is truly up to you guys. If you live the lifestyle where, yeah, you can do that, then that's okay. If you don't live that lifestyle though, and you want to help him work on this self-confidence, because higher confidence is going to help him in many areas of life anyways. I personally, coming from my own brain, not from Peanut, would recommend some type of training class where there are other dogs, and he can work on still being with you, but he's seeing that he can have a safe space and improve his confidence, and other dogs are there. I do know of a great training facility with a great trainer who actually runs a rescue for special needs dogs. So that might be a really great pairing. I'll just email you that information. But that's kind of what's coming to my mind for him. It's up to you guys. If you want to allow him to be complacent in this, that is where his comfort zone is right now. But I do think that if you go with him and support him through it, he can get past this hump and boost that confidence and boost that openness about other dogs. Okay. Okay. So, sweetie, what do you experience with being blind and being deaf? I can already tell that you know that you are. Can you share with your mommy and daddy, how does it feel? How do you experience that? He says, I've had to utilize other strengths, it says M word, something about mechanisms throughout the body, senses throughout the body, maneuvers. He's had to incorporate various ways throughout his body to help him understand and read the world around him. He does not feel like he is missing out. um this is just the way that he goes through life and he approaches life, and he really has done a magnificent job of discovering how to work with his body and how to still be able to sense and understand what's going on. Okay. And sweetie, let's start with your mommy on this question. Okay. Do you know and can you share if you are a pet from her past? Okay. Okay, so what is coming through is a snake, actually. So I'll be curious to find out if you've had a snake or a family member has, you've interacted with a snake kind of more than the typical. Um, okay. He talks about this snake in terms of it's it's this it's the same skill. It's kind of like, as a snake, he learned how to use all of his body to sense things. And And that came naturally as a snake. Okay. And having learned that in that life, he was able to bring those lessons into this life and boost the way that he feels this life as well, because he's already had that lesson on using your whole body. And okay. And so he's leading me into that message of he wants to teach others and impact others. So in this life, he's wanting to take that lesson and put that out to people as well, that you don't have to be fully able. We have all of these senses available to us. And people or animal, you can tap into all of those senses and be able to utilize all of them in understanding the world around us. So it's almost like it's a cool feeling. It's like he's learned this for himself in his life as a snake. And now he's in a life as a dog, as a deaf and blind dog, where he can connect with people as a dog and share this and spread this learning opportunity out to more. Okay. Anything else with that, sweetie? Okay. And sweetheart, have you been with your daddy before as well? Mhm. It's an interesting connection. No past lives within this lifetime are coming up with him, but there is a type of soul connection going on between them. Um, and it's this feeling of growing connection too with them in this life together as Peanut and Daddy. Um, there's also this messaging of Daddy is learning from me as well. Daddy is one of the people that I am here to impact and teach and guide. He's very comfortable with his dad. He feels accepted. Mhm. And he specifically likes it when there's like sweatpants on. Okay. Okay. Okay, sweetheart. I just want to check your system again. See if we got things open. Okay, for Peanut, Peanut's root chakra, is it open? Yes. Sacral, solar plexus, throat, heart, brow, crown. Good. Peanut Tara, yes. Okay. Wonderful. Got him all open. I am going to check his spine really fast as well, just in case. Is Peanut C1 open? Yes, C2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thoracic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lumbar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sacrum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coccyx. Good. He's all open. Awesome. Okay. Okay, Peanut. Is there anything else you want to share with your family? Mm. He's showing more like citrusy smells as well, that he's liking those, and even like pineapple-y type of smell as well. Lemons, oranges, pineapple. Okay. Mm. He's talking about part of the reason why he likes those smell is those upbeat. It boosts the mental and emotional parts of the brain. Okay. Anything else, sweetie pie? Okay. He's coming back into the message about wanting to teach other people and possibly like do more with that. He says let it flow though. He doesn't want like stress, he doesn't want pressure to be placed around that. He wants it to be fun and casual and lighthearted. So no matter the avenue that you take on it, whether it be a social media page or going to events or getting involved in the special needs rescue, like make sure that you're approaching it from the perspective of this is adding to our lives. This is adding fun and joy as a family. We are helping other people grow and all of those things. He wants it to flow with your life. Okay. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Peanut. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Um, and yeah, have a good day. Thanks.